Hi everyone, in this video I'm just going to talk about photography in general and how it is important to be in the moment and basically understand the environment that you are. And this is something which is very critical in your photography. So most people, what they do, they are thinking of the settings that they are in, getting the right gear that they can afford, or sometimes even stretch or rent out. But understanding the location that you are in or the environment that you're in is very important. Okay, this is something obviously which, if you have planned on being in that location, it becomes more essential. And also, if it's a location where you know you're not going to get many second chances, that you plan it out beforehand to an extent which you can, obviously. So why am I saying this? This is because when you go into a situation, right, suppose it's in the mountains or in the forests, you need to plan out the things that you may think will happen, and that then leads to your photography being a bit more polished, and it may result in you getting a shot you really like versus a shot which you are not that impressed by. So I'll give you a bit of context with my trip to Spiti Valley last year, and you'll get an idea from seeing these shots that I knew what I was looking for, and then I knew what gear to bring and what I would potentially, understand or expect. So it starts with, going to Google Earth, checking the location as much as you can to get an idea of the geography. And this is something that I did for Key Monastery and for my visit to Nako. I didn't do that much for Tabo, but definitely for Nako I did it. For Kaza also I didn't do. And to be very frank, the place that I went to, I had no idea such a place would be going. But definitely from Key, the pictures you are seeing now from Key and the pictures that you see from Nako right now, you'll get an idea that I know what to shoot. Whereas, in Kaza, a lot of times I didn't really know what I wanted to shoot because the geography was just so vast. So all of these things matter a lot. Also, if you are shooting nighttime photography, it is very important that you have an idea of what you are shooting and when you are shooting. So again, apps like PhotoPills, also the website called Capture the Atlas, all of these have really helped me to understand, okay, these are the things that I want to shoot, these are the ways I can shoot it, and these are the situations in which I need to shoot at. For example, shooting under a new moon is way better than shooting under a full moon or a half moon. So planning your trip accordingly, or at least understanding that, okay, when will the moonlight be the least so that I can do it better. So all of these things matter a lot. And again, with PhotoPills, for example, I know, okay, what kind of shutter speed do I need to have? Because when you're shooting, for example, a star trail, you don't shoot multiple star trails across multiple days, especially when you have gone for a non-photography trip. You don't want your friend or partner or family member to, or members in that case, to be like, yeah, hey, he's just shooting photographs and stuff. So you also have to understand those things, right? And only then will you be able to, when you have planned it out decently, you'll have an idea of the surroundings, of potentially compositions too, of, okay, how do I want to get this shot? For example, I had a pretty good idea of the shot that I wanted in Key Monastery. I had a very good idea. And this is the composition I wanted, but this is the composition I got. Okay. Now, the story behind this is, so we had 2 nights in Key Monastery, and both the nights would be relatively new moon nights, with the second one being the new moon, the one which I got the shot from. But the first night wasn't a new moon night, but what happened was when we went there, it was so cloudy And because it is at I think around 14,000 feet or 14,100, 200 some feet, the clouds were so active, right, on that region, that it's very difficult to get a clear shot of the Milky Way. And I was very disappointed. And in the next night also, it was the case that, the clouds were coming in and stuff. But to me, I checked photo pills, and then I checked that, okay, this is the time the Milky Way will approximately rise to the center of the sky. And I also checked that, when is the last time that I won't see daylight creeping in and the Milky Way is still visible. So that was approximately at around 3 a.m. That night, the second night, where we had already tried and went and saw that it was cloudy. So what I did was I slept, and then I set an alarm for, let's see, I'll get up at 2:30 a.m. I'll see how's the weather, and if it's not there, hey, I'll go back to sleep, because we had to go back from Key Monastery to Kaza. And just before the alarm went off, my sleep just broke, and I was not seeing any wind noise, right? No sound of the winds howling around. So I had a bit of hope. Then when I went outside, it was crystal clear, and I just took my camera, and my God, it was so beautiful. Like, I remember, like, I knew I had to get the camera and tripod. I got the camera and tripod because we were sleeping just beside that place. I got it, and for a while I just stood there, because Milky Way rose like this big. It's just right in front of me, rising over the mountains on the other side of the Spiti River, and it was just so magnificent. I took the shot, and then I also wanted to see, hey, can I go to the location where I planned it? Yes, last time, but me and my fiance, especially me also, I was a bit scared of going there. Because the place is a bit spooky for an urban dweller like me, so I felt a bit scared, and yeah, I didn't go. But nonetheless, I got a very beautiful shot, and I was very happy. But this shot wouldn't have happened had I not got the tools or got the understanding of the level of planning that goes into a shot. Okay, that's very, very important for you to do. Hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of why planning is very, very important for photography. So this year I will not be making a lot of location or vacation type photography and stuff, because of personal reasons. But next year and from then onwards, it will be much more vacation oriented, location specific, where I shoot photographs and stuff. And also I've got a mic, a Bluetooth mic, which also helps me. The lav mic was just not reliable enough for me, not only with noise cancellation and stuff. I mean, this also doesn't have, like, it can't block out the ceiling fan right above me, but its pickup is great. It doesn't have, background, I mean, not background, but movement noises don't get captured. So all of those benefits are also there, but nonetheless, so yeah, that's all about in this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.